Okay, so a buddy of mine texted me. He said we were talking about briefly going to talk about the Blazers losing last night. It's not really worth talking too much about it because, well, look, the Blazers suck. We know that. And it looks like maybe they're pulling the chute for the second half. I think your guys' over-under bet is quite safe.
I ran the math again today. We are now on pace for under 22 wins, which is great.
You guys are fine. You have the over-under at 28.5?
So Suke and I both took 28.5, but I actually split my bet up, and I got a little extra juice to go under 25.5.
Dude, you guys are fine. You are fine.
I hope so.
Well, and not only that, but you don't want to win games. There's no incentive to win games moving forward.
No, they would have to catch a hot streak at this point, which they don't want to do, so they shouldn't.
So he said he took his kids to the Blazers game last night because I saw on Sean Hyken's Twitter that Blazer fans were booing them. And look, they were awful last. What were they?
They started the game 1 of 30 from 3. They finished 3 of 32.
Wait, which is worse? Blazers 1 of 30 or the Beavers 1 and 30 on the road?
I think the 1 and 30 on the road might be worse.
In an NBA game?
I don't
1
know.
for 30? Dude.
What if your NBA team was 1 and 30 on the road?
Has that ever even happened?
3 for 30? Or 3 for 32? I don't know, but I feel like an NBA team only winning 1 out of 30 road games would be a bigger issue.
Well, no. You're right. Because it's just over a longer period.
Although that's kind of what the Pistons are doing this year.
1 out of 30?
I know.
God.
Yeah.
Anyway, he said...
Simons was 0 for 8?
Yeah, he said he said he wouldn't call it booing, but it was audible grumbling.
Which seems fair.
And that is... Well, booing would be fair. But
even booing. That is how a paying customer lobbies their... Or levies their discontent.
Yes, you're allowed to boo. That's fine. You paid your money, boo. But my advice would be let's just lay off the young team.
Well, also, what are you expecting with this squad? I mean, maybe you expect a better effort against Charlotte, who also sucks and has the same number of wins as you do. But, I mean, you're not there to watch them. Well, I guess you are. Maybe you're there to watch a competitive basketball game, but certainly you can't be expecting this team to be competitive.
I'll tell you what I watched of last night's Blazers game between the Zers and the Hornets.
I got to be honest, I'm amazed you watched them.
I did tune in to it a little bit. I don't think I have ever seen worse basketball. Ever.
Wow. From both sides or just the Blazers side?
Yeah, Charlotte sucks.
Because they also are not very good.
No. It's just that was so bad. Like when the NBA... Bad NBA is as bad as it gets.
Well, the NBA supposedly has a scoring problem. There's not enough defense. This game was 93-80. It was trash.
It was such trash. It was abnormally bad. But, it's a one-off. I mean, it's like two bad teams playing, and it's just a bad shooting. I don't know. I wouldn't make too much of it. I certainly wouldn't boo them. But at the same time, that was hot garbage.
Yeah.
You piece of garbage!
Hot, smelly, awful garbage.
I just realized tomorrow was supposed to be the only national TV game of the year that they got because they're hosting the Heat because it was supposed to be Dame's first return to Portland. They scheduled it when everyone thought Dame was going to Miami.
Huh. How are the Heat doing?
And maybe they've... I actually just looked at their record today. I think they're 31-25. They're
pulling it out.
They're a playoff team in the East, but they've been.
But are they getting it together? Because I know they struggled.
I don't know that. I don't know.
Start of the year.
There was talk about Jimmy Butler discontent and things like that. So
see, this is why you don't pay attention to the NBA until right around now.
Yeah,
because these teams, they got time. They'll get it together. The Bucks are getting it together. Warriors were getting it together.
Yeah. Until they blew it to the Nuggets.
Yeah. Well, the Nuggies are tough.
Yeah, but the Warriors blow leads like it's going out of style.
Are you worried about them?
Oh, yeah, but I've been worried about them.
Your Dubs?
I think that the window might be shut on.
Yeah, I would agree.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm down on them in that way, but I still like them.
So is it ever acceptable to boo a young team in the middle of a rebuild?
Sure.
Yeah, you don't mind?
See, here's the thing. I guess it's maybe it's a fine line, which doesn't bode well for sports fans collectively because we don't acknowledge fine lines very well. But I think there's a difference if there's a fan base that is consistently down on a young team that's trying to get better. I feel like the Blazers have had plenty of support for this really terrible team this year. And in a game when you play another bad team and you play that poorly, sure.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, are the young guys like supposed to be like kid gloved and protected from it? I don't think so. So
Boo his ass!
it's not like I think that they should, come out of the woodwork and be blowing up these guys' social medias about how terrible they are at the game of basketball. But, some grumblings, I think in a game where you only score 80 points, yeah, that's fair.
Why don't you take your butt out of here?
4 of 32, was that the final?
3 of 32, started 1 of 30.
Yeah, my buddy said the Pilots would have beat them last night.
Oh, we're doing that whole thing. Could Alabama beat the worst team in the NFL?
Well, of course they couldn't, but I mean, that was a rough night.
Could the Houston Cougars basketball team, number 1 in the land, beat the Blazers?
Probably could have had a better shooting percentage.
Probably could have.
And he said there was a lot of laughing at how bad they were in their whole section. The whole sections are making fun of the team now. It's just sad state of affairs over there. All right. We're not going to have time for the richest sports teams talk. We'll get to that tomorrow. You sent this over to us, and I always love these, the franchise valuations, the latest franchise valuations. This one comes from Sportico, the 2024 rankings of the top 100 in the world, most valuable franchises in the world. Some interesting numbers, where the Blazers fall, where the Seahawks fall, the Mariners, and there's a new team in the top 5. As a matter of fact, the Warriors were second.
That's right.
Which I thought was interesting. Of the top 5 most valuable franchises in all of sports, and this includes European soccer, I would not have had the Warriors in the top 5.
I'm not sure I would have. Yeah, I don't know that I would have even had them in the top 10, if we're being honest. I'm thinking close, but I'm thinking teams like the marquee brands, like I think Cowboys, Yankees, Lakers, Red Sox.
Exactly.
And then, of course, your European soccer teams, your Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester United.
Right.
Like, those all came to mind thinking they could be ahead of Golden State, but Golden State up there at number 2.
But the thing I want to point out is how, and we'll do this tomorrow, Suke will be back, he'll weigh in on it, but the richest sports teams, they're not very good, man. They aren't winning a lot of championships, and I think that makes a lot of sports fans happy.